Hello, it's me, Lucy, paperglitterglue.com, and I'm going to show you how to make this cute little ornament today. It's based on a vintage design that a friend of mine sent to me probably 2, 3 years ago, and I never made it, and I decided it would be a good time now. And I call it the vintage display ornament because, you know, you get to display something there. You could have a religious image, or you could use photographs. You could put a picture of your kids at Christmas morning there. And I got my graphics from Graphics Fairy, which is an online website where she finds royalty-free images, and I really liked some of these, so that's what I used. Okay, I'm going to show you very briefly how to set it up within Cricut Design Space, and then we're going to go to how to construct it. Okay, we are on Cricut Design Space on the home screen. And to get to the canvas, we could do that either of two ways. Clicking the canvas on the upper left-hand corner or New Project in the upper right-hand corner. They both go to the same place. Basically, the canvas where we set up our project. Now I'm going to go to my laptop computer and upload the vintage display ornament, and this is the ornament that I need. This is rather the file I'm looking for. You can see the red score lines. I always draw my score lines in red, and it's nice that you can at least see them on this view when you're in Cricut Design Space. We're clicking Continue in the lower right-hand corner. Image Details page, we're skipping that. Now we're going to Upload. And this is the image I'm looking for the display ornament. I'm going to reduce the size on the screen just a bit so I can see all my pieces. There are all the pieces. I'm going to ungroup them, and I always check my 1-inch square to make sure it is 1 inch, one by one, because that is the scale I designed this project for. And I can delete it once I know it's uploaded at the correct scale. The other thing is this ornament is small enough that you can make it with a Cricut Joy. That's one reason I kind of left it tiny. The height is only 3.78 inches. In other words, it'll fit on the little Cricut Joy, in addition to the Cricut Joy Extra and all the other Cricut machines. So this is the main body of the ornament. This is the base. This little piece goes on top of the base to provide a little extra gluing surface for the ornament, so it can adhere just a little better to the base. This is the roof piece. This is the decorative gold. I did gold foil, the decorative piece that goes behind the star. And then this is the template for whatever you're going to cut out. This is what I use so I can kind of make sure it fits perfectly. All right, so the next thing we need is to identify the score lines. There are only two, or rather two pieces that have score lines, the main body and the little roof. Let's select the main body piece. So I've selected the piece. I see that it's selected in green, and I'm going to just select the score lines here. And I draw them in red, so the color box turns red. And now we scroll down to Score within the Operations menu, Score. And then we select the entire piece again because these two belong together. And I'm clicking the Attach button at the bottom. And I'll do the same thing with the roof piece. It only has one little score line in it. Scroll over to the Score, pick the entire piece, Attach. And then in terms of making it, you can make it in cardstock or cardboard. I wasn't real happy when I made it in cardboard, just because mostly because I painted it an ugly color. But you can do it in cardboard, cardstock. I use glitter cardstock. You could use foil cardstock, anything. It's small enough that it doesn't need to be very heavy materials. Okay, now let's go to constructing it. Hello, y'all. I think I have all the supplies I need to make this vintage ornament. The idea is to let it be a display for some religious images, or if you want to show the baby Jesus, or you've got a really pretty Christmas card and you'd like it to be the background to this little ornament. So that's the whole point behind this design. I decided to make it out of glitter paper just because it matches some of the others I've done in the past, and so kind of thematically it fits. So this is the template. so you can see, center it around your image and cut it out the way you want. Let me get a pencil. Let's go ahead and do that. This is a vintage image I found online at the Graphics Fairy. She has a lot of great vintage images. So I'm going to cut it out. Actually, I should probably no, I'm not going. I was going to outline the outline where it's centered, but this should match the edges. I don't really need to do that. And I'll show you on sort of my reject one. This one I made out of cardboard, and I painted the cardboard kind of an ugly brown. But this is another image of mother and child, and I cut it out and then suspended it on just some extra cardboard. If you had foam tape, that would work, so that there was a little extra dimension to it. But like I said, I painted it kind of this ugly brown, so I've sort of rejected this one. All right, let me go over the pieces. We've got some graphics, and I'll show you some others I printed up. I printed them up on cardstock. I think this one is a sweet one. I really like the dove included, and then the little rays coming down. And here's the mother and child version. I just wanted to tell you, but that's from Graphics Fairy. I'll put a link in the description too. And if you want to, you can't really see it, but if you want to like outline the halo, you can use some stickles. I'm using foil cardstock to kind of highlight the star in the front of the ornament. This is the roof piece. This little piece in your template is to glue to your base, so it gives you just a little rim to help glue the house down better. So you can do that, and I do make the little base out of cardboard, and I painted it. It's not the, I thought I did better choosing the blue, but it's okay. I can glitter it or something. I can paint later. All right, I think the first step is to prepare our graphics and glue them down. Oh, and here's the string so I can hang it, and you can't see it very well, but there are holes in the roof to help support it. So let's just real quickly cut out the graphics. And I'm doing this by hand just because, sometimes I think it takes longer to prepare it. Get it on your mat, set it up in the machine. So for straight lines, a lot of times I'll just cut them myself. Okay, there's our image. The template looks good. And sometimes you have to make it a little bit smaller because we have to make sure that all our folds work. Yeah, I need to make it just a little more narrow. I'm going to trim a little extra. That works. So I'm going to apply my Barely Art glue in the back. And I printed this on cardstock. You could use paper. The nice thing about cardstock is with the glue on it, it's not going to get wiggly. It's not going to warp. And it gives a little extra structure to our cardstock ornament. Let me move it up a little bit. The template is slightly smaller than your where it's glued on. I did that so that it would be easier to put it in place, even though sometimes you have to adjust it a little bit. Okay, let's check again. There, it shows up. And let's glue the foil down. Now foil isn't quite as sticky. It's not as bad as trying to glue glitter cardstock, which we will find out in a minute. I'm going to smear it just a little bit because I don't want it to show once I put the foil down. I like the shiny part of the foil. I don't want the foil to have glue blobs on it. We avoid glue blobs when we can. Okay, I'm trying to line it up with the arch, and again, this piece is slightly smaller. Let's see if I succeeded in the glue blob situation. So far, it's a little early in the process, but all right. The next thing is to glue it. This narrow one with the angle, that's the glue tab, and you want the glue here. So I'm going to do the same thing, kind of apply the glue and let it wait a minute because it really is hard to glue glitter cardstock. This cardstock is, I think I got it at one of the hobby stores at Michael's, And it's pretty good, but it does shed. So let's put, and this is going to go, let's put a little here too. Get just a little bit tacky. Dry out just enough so that it'll stick better. You can tell when it's a little tacky because it loses some of its shine. You don't want it like dried out, but oh, actually, let me make sure this has got a good crease to it because it needs to be at 90, a 90-degree angle. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I am going to use a teeny piece of painter's tape, just a little piece here. Just a little piece there. And then we'll glue, and now we'll glue our roof flap. Oh, and I forgot to say, I always tell you this, but I forgot this time. Fold along all your score lines before you start doing stuff. It helps you make sure everything goes in place properly, but also once you're already constructing, it gets a little messy. So it's just harder to fold it when your lines are already being used. Okay, these are roof tabs. These 4 are roof tabs. These are the roof flaps. Fold the roof flaps in. It's just like we do our house structures. And we're going to add glue just like we did on the side, so it's got a little time to get tackier, to adhere a little better. And I call this a vintage display ornament because if you want, you can, put a photograph in. You can make one yearly for each Christmas, have a Christmas photograph each year and put it in your display ornament. That would be fun. Okay, smearing the glue to speed up the tacky process. Let's hold down those tabs for just a second. We'll see if they hold on their own. I may have to, resort to a little bit of painter's tape. This would be a hard place to use a clip. It's too narrow. I think the cardboard version would work if I painted it a decent color. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it would be a warm brown that would look like a stable, so that's why I did it. But it looks like a different kind of brown. There we go. It's looking good. And I think it makes more sense to put the roof on before we adhere the base. So, but even my kind of bland base looks okay with it. I may just glitter it just to give it so it matches my glitter paper. Okay, let's see how it's doing. I think it's actually adhering pretty well. Yeah, that looks good. Glue to the roof. Now, try to get it along all the edges. Smear it a little bit. I'm just kind of estimating where it's going to glue down on the roof, just to add a little bit of glue. Okay, let's see what this does. Center it on your kind of stable structure. Sticking pretty good, isn't it cute? It's just a little thing, but I like it. Let's go ahead and add some glue to our base so we can kind of get that process going. I'm adding glue around that little rim. I just kind of centered it on the base. The base is made of 3 layers of cardboard, pretty much like almost all my bases. Yeah, the roof is sticking down. Kind of ooching it in place, sort of wiggling, so I know it's sitting around that little piece, the little rim. The blue looks better than I thought. And I think I can go ahead and do this. I don't know. I'll probably pull the roof off, but I hope not. Let's just thread through. If you cut with your Cricut, the holes are already there. We don't need much string, really. I love these scissors, but they don't cut string very well. These are little paper scissors. These paper scissors know what they're for. I like this gold baker's twine. Okay, you're going to have to cut these little scissors. And there's our little ornament, our little glitter vintage display ornament. And like I said, you can put, you know, a religious graphic there. You could put photo of your family, whatever. But easy to make, and I think it's just like a little treasure. Okay, alrighty. I will see you tomorrow for one more project in the 12 Days of Christmas Paper Crafts with me, Lucy, Paper Glitter Glue. All right, y'all have a good day. Bye.